Today's makeup look will be the non-VALAK, and to start off I will be gluing off my eyebrows. I will be applying layers here and there. I'm showing you a box since I will be using these Louis lenses from Colored Contact Lenses. And they did send me some contact lenses that I picked up, and the Louis lenses, I actually have had them many pairs already. They are my favorite, so they actually did send me 2 pairs of those and a couple other ones that I was thinking I need on this Halloween. There was also a fake blood and spirit gum, but I decided to use my old Mehron spirit gum so I don't open the new one. So I did apply the spirit gum on to my nose tip and just have a somewhat a dry, like cleaned up face, so you don't have any crease on the face when you are like gluing your eyebrows or applying the glue, so they all hold into their places. I will start applying the Scar wax to make my nose look like her nose. So I take the Scar wax. This is from Grimas. It is actually sent to me, and I will pick it up into my hands. And how it basically works that you pick up the amount that you kind of like need, then you start heating it up in your palms and just rolling it and heating it. And when it's like kind of great texture, like softer, you can apply it where you need. If you need scars, you can like roll it into a tube and then start kind of like applying it into the place where you applied the glue and blend out the edges. I'm not sure do you need glue in all the places like underneath, but I like to use because I will have this makeup look for quite a while on, so I don't want it to drop. So just apply it and then blend the edges somewhat. Then dip your fingers into a Vaseline and start blending out the edges and smoothing out the surface. And just dip it like tiny bit your fingers always, and then just continue working on the area that you need and smoothing it out. I did powder the nose surface before going in with the Prosade and just applied Prosade, dabbing it onto my skin a little bit and then onto the Scar wax or on top of the Scar wax. Let it dry and then applied powder again. I painted my skin with white liquid makeup from Grimas. I did get sent this tube also from Grimas, so I will be using the white one and black one. And this was actually my first time using the liquid makeup. They were kind of interesting, like I never worked with them. And I liked the white one as a base. It was kind of easily going on. The problem is that they dry really fast when you apply them, so they're not like, you cannot really blend out like I'm trying to blend out the black one, but you can't really blend it out because it dries super fast. I like it how it looks on the face when I painted the base because it kind of covers almost everything, so I kind of liked it. But as for shadowing things, it didn't really work that well. But since the nun or this look is kind of like anyways a bit messy, so it didn't really matter. And I will be topping these off with eyeshadows, so it doesn't really that much matter. But of course it would be easier if the black would blend out then easier on the skin, so you don't need to shadow as much. So I don't really recommend making like shadows with these products, but I did like them as a one colored base color. And also with the black one, I am tapping it on top of my eyelid, and I feel like it worked really well on top of the eyelids because they do dry up, so they're not like greasy like the cream makeups are, so it kind of worked really well on the eyelid part. And also I used it on my lips and it worked kind of great there. And you can top these off with like the eyeshadows, so I kind of liked that. But I think I need to form an opinion when I have used these more. Quick side note regarding the nose. If you are planning on making this costume and wearing it outside, and extending your nose only from the tip, it will look insane from the side profile. Well, probably depends what kind of nose you already have. Like mine is not working if I just extend my tip. But since no one's gonna see me from the side profile when I film and take the videos, I'm not gonna do the whole nose, but just depends what kind of nose you have, just extend the piece that way and add like extra scar wax on the nose bridge or anywhere you need it to make it look presentable side profile. After blending the colors out, I tried to fade out the black color, applying a bit more white on the line where's white and the black one and blending it out, but it didn't look like that amazing either. When I had applied those on the both sides, I will top them off with eyeshadows. And as for the eyeshadows, I'm using the Colourpop's Blowing Smoke palette and then the JeffreeStar's Cremated palette. I'm using the Colourpop one because there's the black and the white one and I kind of run out of them on the other palette and I don't want to open new Cremated palette, so I will be using those both palettes. And then just starting to blend out all the edges and all the paints that we applied to make them look a lot softer. The Grimas sent me actually the stuff from last year's, like after Halloween, so I didn't really need them anymore since I kind of do makeups based on the season, kind of like I try to go with that. I did get sent also big snout and it would have been actually really funny, like Christmas look, but I didn't then use it, so I did use it this year. And they let me choose a couple of the products that I haven't tried and yeah, they sent them to me. So this Halloween I was like I need to just use all these products or try them out since now I'm doing more these kind of more horror looks and I need the scar waxes and everything, so I did use all the big snouts and all those kind of products. So thank you so much for Grimas and also the colored contact lenses. So I'm just using the darker eyeshadows just on my eyes also and bringing down the eye kind of like sunken look on the eye and blending those edges out also because they didn't really look that great, the edges on the eyes either. Then I just shadow it a tiny bit on the nose, or I started shadowing it, but then started making the nose sides of the nose, like started darkening those ones up and made a darker around the nose sides. Also apply this kind of like smile line shadow coming from the nose to the side of the mouth or towards the side of the mouth. Also did apply this kind of shadow to the forehead on the side of the eye area, and then it went into the forehead, and I will be applying these wrinkles then onto the forehead, but just shadowing the areas that I see that is on the reference photo. I feel like the most important part is to get the nose right, because that is, I think, the main thing that makes it look different. And we need to make the nose look long and thin and kind of like sharp. And she has the nose tip is kind of like separated, like the lump between. And we need to also make the kind of like hump thing like a bit wider on the one part of the nose. So to apply that, I did use a smaller brush to kind of like line the nose. And when I lined the nose, I did went also in with the white eyeshadow to kind of highlight the nose, so you wouldn't see kind of like my own nose, any shadows from my nose, and that would be like highlighted and you could only see the nose that I'm making. Then I started making the wrinkles on the eye wrinkles, and on top of the eye. Just applying like darker shadows and lighter shadows to make the wrinkles appearing from the sides of the eye. And on the placement where we would actually have eyebrows, there also tiny bit of shadows. Then I just started shadowing some of the areas where I felt like I would need more shadows, like on the forehead, since I'm not really sure how far away the kind of like the cloth piece will come on the forehead, so I did shadow it like further to the forehead. And then just shadow a tiny bit more wrinkles and faded those out a bit more to make them look more realistic, if that is possible. With this tiny eyeliner brush, I started making the black veins. Just gonna use the eyeliner brush with eyeshadows, because I was thinking first using the Epic ink liner that I always use, like normal liquid liner, but I was thinking that the lines will become too sharp and then I would need to anyways go in with the eyeshadows. Normally I do like to deepen out some of the parts of my makeup with the Epic ink if I would do this one, but on this case I wanted them to look a bit more softer and kind of like faded out and not as sharp this time. So just gonna use the eyeshadows to make these. And also I will be applying with this tinier brush eye back wrinkles or wrinkles under eyes, because I felt like something is missing and these were that I went to make the other side and then moving into making the mouth. I'm just gonna use the liquid makeup, the black one, and applying it onto my lips. Doesn't need to be that perfect and applying it kind of messy because we need to smudge anyways the lip lines, so it's not that perfectly applied lipstick. Also applied shadows onto my chin area. Now that I know where the lips and everything is and how they look, so I just applied the shadows. With the liquid makeup, I did take some to my hand and started dotting it into some of the areas. First with a smaller brush, and then I did use actually a tiny bit like bigger brush just to dab on the product to make it look like dotted and a bit more messy. And I did apply it also onto the eye wrinkle parts also in some areas where I felt like I would want to have like more textured areas, and also under the eye, so it's not like as one colored, and it kind of darkened the shadows even darker in some places, which was nice. So just tapping on the liquid makeup there. Also applied some of the veins still on the chin area, since I hadn't placed those ones yet. Also I did rip out some of the lip products on the lip when I was removing my teeth, and I did also paint the teeth to be more disgusting and yellow with alcohol activated paints. I did pop on the contact lenses and also the outfit that I made and painted my hand. This is the finished result. I hope you like this video and give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you wanna see more these kind of weird looks. Thank you so much for watching and hope I see you on my next one. Bye bye!